as I was talking in yesterday's video, you got to look at the positives. And right now, it appears 922G, if not the 4473 itself, is on the chopping block. So what am I talking about? So a case just went through appeals in Texas, the 5th Circuit Court. Jared did a bang-up job on this video. This is a video right here, so I'm not going to go into the details. You can just watch that video if you want to know the details. But essentially, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of what exactly does this mean. So 922G is a prohibition on people that have been convicted or have a restraining order on possessing firearms or ammunition. It sounds great in theory, right? Well, that's because we've been brainwashed for years. And we're convinced that somehow these gun laws are saving us. Because you got to remember, gun laws came from racism. We had Jim Crow laws, which didn't let blacks and Indians have firearms. Well, once they were dubbed American citizens, they were dubbed people. Well, you can't do that anymore because the Constitution clearly says, remember, this is a document from the people to the government telling them what laws they can do. This is not a document from the government to the people telling people what firearms you can have. It clearly says, shall not be infringed. So because they're American citizens, gun laws can't be applied onto them because of the Second Amendment. So what happened? The Democrats took office. 1934, they came up with the Valentine's Day Massacre, which was a load of propaganda. 7 people. 7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 7 people got shot under very, very suspicious circumstances, and they're saying that's why we need bans on machine guns and all this taxation. No, it literally followed Jim Crow laws went away. NFA went in place so they can still restrict those people because those were never supposed to apply to white Americans. Those were only supposed to apply to the lower classes because they're broke. They can put a tax on there. Broke people can't pay the tax, therefore they can't have that firearm. Boom. Open and shut. Anywho, it's expanded way farther since that because you got like the Hughes Amendment, the 68 Act, the 86 Act, just piles and piles and piles and piles of gun control on top of that. Anywho, back to the point. So, 922G, how does that affect you as an American citizen? There's stats out there. You can look this up yourself. It's verifiable. 20 people a day, specifically under 922G, catch federal charges. Those are not light charges. That's 10 years in a federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison and $250,000. That's insane. $250,000 in 10 years because you had a firearm or a bullet, a cartridge, after you've been convicted? 86% of people in 2021 convicted under 922G broke no other laws. None. They weren't out robbing a bank. They weren't out killing people. They weren't out human trafficking. All they had was a firearm. Over 50% of them were black men. Again, all those gun laws, especially the NFA, were specifically designed to attack blacks and Indians. So what we're looking at here is ultimately the 4473 going away. Now you might be saying, but Matt, wouldn't that make it easier for criminals to get a gun? Put yourself in that hypothetical situation. Let's pretend you want to hurt a group of people and or a person. Be real with yourself. Would a 4473 stop you? No. A 4473 does not stop criminals, it makes criminals. All the gun laws have always done that. They have no intention whatsoever of stopping crimes. There is no verifiable facts, not one case that I've ever heard of where a 4473 has stopped a crime. I've heard of millions of them making criminals. That's all gun laws are supposed to do, is make criminals. Get black men and Indians enrolled into the system, and once you get in the system and they got their teeth on you, it's almost impossible to get out. Now, for this particular case in Texas, that guy was a bad person, but they pushed all of that off of the table, and they're looking at the law itself. Is the law, looking at it from all the different angles, is it or is it not constitutional? And they ruled no, It is not constitutional because there's no history, context, or tradition dating back to when the Second Amendment was written that says that that was like the spirit of the law of the Second Amendment. Now, the government tried to argue, but they literally tried to argue the racist laws. They're like, but what about the Jim Crow laws? We didn't let black people have guns, so therefore there were gun control back then. The obvious response is, well, they weren't considered American citizens. They weren't even considered people. That's why they were taken out of the protection of the Second Amendment. Because they were not people and they were not American citizens, they are not covered by our Constitution. Once they became covered by our Constitution, that's when you guys came out with the NFA to keep them wrapped up in the shit. So, now you may be asking, but wouldn't it make it easier for people to get guns? Look, do you want it to be easier for people to get fertilizer and diesel fuel? Or do you want it for them to be easier to get guns? Because it's not a question that we need more guns to stop crime, because there's plenty of them out there. What we need is it easier for people to carry them in a lawful manner without having to worry about becoming criminals, and when they get released out of prison, fully integrated back into society, all rights restored, because otherwise you're just setting them up for failure. If 100% of their rights are not restored at the point they are released from prison, the odds are already stacked against them that they're going to go back. And I haven't looked up the stats in a while, but it's something like 80% of people, when they get released from prison, they go right back in. Over stupid ass shit like this, like 922G. Makes no sense, because if you're safe enough to be released from prison, where you can have access to cars, diesel fuel, fertilizer, bleach, cyanide, things that are incredibly dangerous, why would you not get your gun rights restored? That is so you can get right back into the system. Nowhere that I've ever heard of, again, I'm repeating this, has 922G, the 4473, or any gun law that's ever been put in place stop somebody from committing murder. Because last time I checked, if you're willing to commit murder, well, none of the rest of the laws apply, because murder is a very serious crime. None of these laws stop criminals, they only create criminals. So why do we have them? Again, society was brainwashed to a point to where they're like, oh, without the background check, criminals will just be running around the street, just shooting guns off in the air, all willy-nilly like hurting people. When it's not true. But then the lockdowns happened, and it got put right in front of everybody's face why you may decide you want a firearm. And then they went and tried to get the firearm, and they found out that this box of criminals included them. They had to go through the background checks. They had to get denied. They had waiting periods. They're like, I never broke a law in my life. Why am I, and I've seen this firsthand, why am I being delayed? Not one single law have I ever broken, and I'm being delayed. I'm not allowed to buy specific items out of your case because those are SOT items. This is ridiculous. And if you would like to help support the channel directly, you can go to shoponlytacticalfans.com and you can purchase this Angry Avatar. And I call it the Angry Avatar because with PVC there's limitations on exactly how much detail you can put in there, so it doesn't look like the original Avatar I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little fucked up. But will you take care of me forever and ever?
But I still love it because it makes me laugh. Dude looks pissed. And if you don't want to purchase the Angry Avatar, you can also purchase Only Tactical Fans patch. That's what the OTF stands for. It's got the Freedom Star right here. We all know what that stands for. Crisscross with two SCAR 17S's, which are arguably, in my opinion, the best battle rifle ever created. If they were like, hey man, if you could only have one firearm for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Without a hitch in my step, without a pause at all, I'd be like, SCAR 17. That's the one I want. And there's two of them. Not one, but two. And it has a Velcro backing, same with the Angry Avatar, that you can use to stick directly to your Cool Kids gear. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, supporting the channel, only Shopify, or OnlyTacticalFans.com. On my Shopify store, you can donate directly with my PayPal. You can also click the affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links. Even if you don't purchase what that particular link is for. Just clicking on it. Doing the Amazon shopping you were already going to do anyway. a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.